All right, hello everyone, it's silverkyle, and today we're going to be taking a look at Batman by Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo, Volume 2. They have completed the New 52 Batman run by Snyder and Capullo with this set, and I'm so happy. I just wish that my enthusiasm was as high as the quality of the binding of this book. Whoever, why is it that this Batman run has the worst binding? This is as bad as the first printing of Batman Volume 1. I don't understand. This is such a revered, it's Batman first of all for DC, but it's also a very well received storyline here. This run is one that I think a lot of people were looking forward to, and the binding is just I had to stretch it. It was such a hassle to try to get it to the point that I was comfortable with it to make a video. But anyway, I'd really have loved to have seen a comparison of, if my volume 1 was still as crappy as it used to be before I stretched it out, I would have loved to have seen a comparison between the two bindings, because wow, that was nuts. But we're going to take a closer look at everything. I just wanted to kind of show both books side by side. That looks really nice. Both Batmans, right and left. That looks really, 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 really nice. And we'll take a look at the spines as well. This one looks really massive compared to this one, but it's only 28 pages more. So this is 928 pages. This is 900 pages. So I don't really know why. I feel like volume 1 looks a lot bigger. Anyway, there you go. That's what it's going to look like on your shelf. Wish that they would have gone with the clear white, or at least, gone with this kind of like light brownish, copper color almost. I wish they would have done the same thing for this one. I feel that this works much better than this does, but I just wish that they would have stayed the same. At least they have the same exact font, and it's not something like, what the hell, like, dear God, something like this. Look how small that is compared to DC, where it's like, this is the people that created it. Look at that. It's Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo. Who's that? Can you even read it from, yeah, anyway, let's move on. All right, so now we can take a closer look at the omnibus and its wonderful spine. Honestly, I haven't had to stretch out a spine this bad probably since Volume 1, the first printing of Batman by Snyder and Capullo, which is so unfortunate because I think this is one of the better runs of Batman that they could really have pushed forwards. And I love the embossed Batman here. It feels so nice and clean. It has a different cover. They did a great job with the dust jacket, but and everything else, just the binding is unfortunately just horrible. All right, so what's included in here? Well, it's collects Batman numbers 34 to 52, so it completes the entire Snyder and Capullo run of Batman. It also includes, and along with Batman Annual numbers 3 and 4, Batman Futures End number 1, DC Sneak Peek Batman number 1, Batman Last Night on Earth 1 to 3, and stories from Detective Comics 27 and 1000. Retails for $125 in the US, $163 in Canada. I believe I picked this up for $113, including tax, and shipped from Amazon here in Canada, which I'll take because it's been getting harder and harder to find deals here in Canada for when it first comes out. That's interesting. The flaps are really small. I don't know if it was I can't remember if it was like that for the Volume 1. All right. And now we can take a look at how... So I took a long time to stretch this. Like I said, I haven't done this in a really long time. I will link in the description box below how I would have done this, because I did it for Volume 1 and numerous other books, but I really had to go about it for this one. So let's just, first of all, I was able to get it to the point where it does land there, which is nice. This page is just impossible. Here is where it begins. It stays. Okay, it stays. I don't know if it'll stay like that forever. So we do have a table of contents. Also, as I said before, 928 pages. A little bit thicker than Volume 1. Just trying to center this correctly. Very nice. It's staying open. That's, you know, I guess it doesn't look that bad on camera. But I want to warn, and here, beginning of the book, page 11, we get a two-page spread, and it's pretty darn good. Honestly, this looks really nice. But there are moments later on in the book where I don't know if it's because I stretched out the beginning so well and the ending so well. Another two-page spread. There's a few areas where I think that, like, this looks really nice. This is actually a very... It seems to be going against everything I've just said, because this looks beautiful, right? But later on, we're going to start seeing that it's not as nice, and it's going to want to close. It does have the white in the middle, so that does help quite a bit. But we're starting to see already... And I mean, it's because I haven't read the book, and I just stretched it. But when you stretch out a book for like 20 minutes, the way that I do, you expect that you wouldn't have this as bad. It's just, it's trying to buck against me the entire time that I was opening it. But one thing I can say is just from the video, and also the video almost looks a little bit nicer. The colors are popping so well here in certain instances. So the art's great most of the time. This is a little bit basic. I don't think that's Capullo. That's Capullo. That's page 152. Like, we're getting a lot here that's one to come up. I'd like to see if we could get a two-page spread. This is also material that I have not read, and I don't think I have collected. Because I think and we also do get virgin covers, in the sense that you know, it's just the art of the cover. We're not getting, like, you know, number whatever here and all the other information, all that kind of stuff, which a lot of people like. I would prefer to make it look like a comic book as much as I can, and also then I would know what issue I'm at, right? So here's getting closer to the middle of the book. Let's get to the middle of the book. Maybe there-ish. So it's a little bit harder. Like, if I could find a damn two-page spread. That's a two-page spread. It is sewn binding. You can actually see it. I don't know if you can see that, but that's right there. There. So there's a two-page spread, and it's still not bad, but that's because it lined up perfectly for this. Give me another two-page spread. Honestly, they do a pretty good job with the two-page spreads. Just okay. If I just leave it, if I move it down, it's not. I feel like the video is not doing it justice. It's not perfect, and you feel so much resistance. That's the other thing too. With a lot of omnibus that are tight like this, sometimes you can kind of open it up and be like, okay, I can look at it now, but it feels just, there's so much resistance here. And let's just go closer to the end here and show you some extras. Some variant covers and stuff. That's nice. Two-page spread. It just lines up nicely. All right, well, if they lined up in the areas that, you know, where we have to, these two-page spreads are looking really good. I feel like such an ass for saying that it's, you know, not the best bound book, because it's not. I had to stretch the hell out of this to get to this point. Sketchbook. These are always fun. And now it's laying perfectly flat. Like, oh, this is a beautiful book. We did a great job with the binding. No, you didn't. To me, this is the worst bound book that I've had this year. I don't know if that's saying something. Let's look at the stupid eye. Oh, man, and of course the video, I make it look like it's not that bad. It should be up here. You want it up there. It's rarely ever up there, but it sometimes can be. And I had to stretch the hell out of it. So it's about the same as volume 1. I just feel like the video didn't do it justice, but when you've been, I don't know, I've had how many unboxings or overviews of new omnibus in 2021. I've probably had like 30 of them so far this year. And when I'm feeling it and I was opening it up, I could tell that this was much tighter than usual. Just once again, just to show you, it is it is sewn binding, but there is a crazy amount of glue there that you can see. That's the glue that is making it so stupidly tight. And maybe once I'm done reading it once or twice, and then it's gonna be a perfect book because it'll have that extra glue to keep it intact, and it opens up properly because I've opened it up enough times. But just a warning out there for those people that want to have this. It is a tightly bound book. If you stretch it out properly, you can at least get to this point, and the more that you read it, the better it'll be. So I just want that out as a warning for some people that are very particular about that, because I get that completely. And that's what I'm here for. I'm telling you that I think it's still an okay book to buy. You're going to have to stretch it out. And then if you can live with what you saw, then you're golden. So thank you all for watching. You have been bearded in. Beardage.